Shalom. My name is Yehoshua, and this is being made from Jerusalem. Shalom to the campaign in North Carolina. And yes, Senator Obama, you are 100% right. Absolutely. This campaign for President of the United States of America isn't about Barack Obama. It's about you, the people of North Carolina. Speaking of which, I've followed with great interest. Let me give you a little background. I'm Yehoshua. I live in Jerusalem for the past 22 years. I'm an American citizen. I once lived in North Carolina, in Asheville, and in Charlotte. One of the things that I've followed since 1959-1960 with the greatest of interest is the research triangle between Raleigh-Durham and Chapel Hill. With the greatest of interest. Absolutely very smart, very cognitive people, comprehensive thinking, planning, execution, superb. 3 million people in that area. Okay, are you sitting down, folks? Can you handle that in the research triangle? Can you handle that being increased to 6 million people? And most of whom will not be even traveling and commuting to the research parks. That's going to even drop down. Let's go forward. Okay, what am I talking about? Humanomics, the trilogy. It's the East-West convergence model. Folks, we're in a new world. It isn't a coincidence that the creator of the cosmos, the God of creation, this is a local call, by the way, here in Jerusalem, has brought an absolutely magnificent, first-class, decent, moral, ethical leader who's running for president. Elect him, folks. Elect him, North Carolina. Give him a plurality of the vote that's stunningly favoring his candidacy. Humanomics is the new East-West convergence model because the local reality has collapsed globally. Nobody's heard of that. It's term in physics. You collapse the local reality, you have the quantum reality. Let's use some other terms. For the people who have great faith in the God of the cosmos, like Barack Obama and all the people he's talking to in North Carolina, let's say it specifically. The exile of man and mankind is the local reality. That, folks, is finished. It's collapsed. It's done. It ain't coming back. But each one of us, on the individual, family, communal, and national level, we've got to deconstruct ground zero. And to do that, we've got to end the denial that the exile of man and mankind is ended. And then we can ascend and inhabit the quantum reality, which is called, in the Bible, in the Torah, in the Quran, redemption. And that applies to all of us. That's the good news. Now, what is the East-West convergence model about? Well, if you collapse the East and West systems, they both converge in the middle, and you have the East-West convergence model that is by name Humanomics. I'm the author, 2,500 pages, a few hundred graphics. In its 5th draft, it'll be published in the next year or so on the internet. It's comprised of 2 paradigms: the new cognitive behavioral science paradigm, receiving to give. Hebrew, kabel b'shvilatet, receiving what? Receiving the real you, to give the real you, to the authentic you, to your spouse, to your children, your family, and your community and the world. That's receiving to give. That's the central organizing principle of Humanomics. And the other paradigm, the other first principle, is economics. And the new economic first principle, that is the central organizing principle of the New World economy, is the integration of labor that replaces the old industrial model of mass production, which was the division of labor. Integration of labor identifies information in classical terms as the new agent of transformation. Okay, folks. What do we do? How do we go forward with this? Well, the research triangle in North Carolina is one of the areas of the United States is going to prosper enormously because it's ready. It's planted the garden. It's ready for a very, very major increase in jobs. Come on, Indiana. Follow the North Carolina example. Get on with it. North Carolina's got more than just in Charlotte. They've got research parks all over the state. Massachusetts has done fairly well in this way. So has California. But let's get to how we're going to do this. President Obama, sorry, before we get to President Obama, the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, has to come out of the, when the coronation is complete and Barack is the candidate, the platform committee has to articulate that the new economic paradigm is the central organizing principle of the campaign of Barack Obama. As president, he will seek and secure, without a doubt, a mandate based upon a new national platform development policy. He will get a mandate from the Congress to develop its world-class global technological infrastructure based upon the new economic paradigm, the integration of labor. It will create tens of millions of sustainable jobs distributed all over America. At the end of year one, it will be adding tens of thousands of sustainable domestic content jobs a month. It will take a $4 to $5 trillion investment, which will be amortized over 20 years, 60% of which will come from the G9, the other 40% from America. It'll be amortized over 20 years. It's a win-win situation. And most importantly, it will take us from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion. It will triple the purchasing power of the dollar. And interestingly, folks, it will eliminate the national debt, the Social Security deficit, the trade deficit. It will provide the financial means to fund fully national health insurance from cradle to grave and educate every American. Now, folks, this is a win-win situation. Most of all, it will be running in massive surplus from years 13, 14 through 20 in the out years of the project. It will achieve full employment at a 000 level. Anybody who wants a job will have a job by year 11. And I'm not talking about 4% unemployment, which is what the economists call full employment. I'm talking about 000. Okay, folks, this is what we're talking about. It's going to make America the most competitive economy for the century ahead and beyond. This is a win-win situation. This is Barack Obama's plan and program for the for the American people, and for North Carolina, and for Chapel Hill, and for Raleigh, and Durham, and Charlotte, and Asheville, and for Indiana, for Indianapolis, in all of the United States. Now, it's a win-win situation. The jobs are going to be distributed through these concentrations and research parks and nodes. The various elements will compose the infrastructure. I'm not going to go into the details at this time because they are in part confidential for reasons that are beyond this articulation of this video. Nonetheless, it's a win-win situation. We're not talking about Bob the Builder. We're not talking about empty promises. We're not talking about good ideas. We're talking about world-class science and technology, the result of 3 decades of basic research. I'm a didactic scientist with world-class accomplishments. I'm the author of Humanomics. I approve this message and I endorse Senator Obama. I like John. He's a fine fellow. I'm sure John supports the new economic paradigm, as does the Research Triangle, as does Stanford University, as does MIT and Harvard. They want a couple of research parks based upon it up, and it's going to be all over. It's going to be in Illinois. Folks, it's a win-win situation. It's going to be in Pennsylvania. And here in Pennsylvania, they turn back this great leader. 67 counties, only 7 voted for him. And the poorest county gave Barack Obama a mandate with 131,000 more votes, 280,000 votes in one county for him in Pennsylvania. That's one of the 7 that he won. I want to congratulate Pennsylvania. You did a fabulous job. And the next time you see Barack Obama as the candidate for president, get smart, folks. You know, vote for him. And let's see, what else can I say? I'm Yehoshua Yaakov. I'm the didactic scientist and author of Humanomics, the trilogy, and its 2 paradigms as well. I live in Jerusalem, and we bless you, Kabel B'Shvilatet, in receiving the gift from Jerusalem. You, your family, your community, and your nation. We thank you for listening, and we wish you Godspeed. And a special blessing for Barak and Michelle and the girls, and Reverend Wright. We should not be You know, his bombastic style shouldn't be. We shouldn't be attacking a black church for that style. Thank you for listening. Shalom from Jerusalem.